So we did this same topic for south of Center City, but I wanted to do the same one for the zip codes north of Center City. So in this video, we are going to break down zip code by zip code from Fairmount to Fishtown, pretty much, what buyers are actually paying for livable move-in ready homes right now in 2025. So my name is Marco DiGabriele. I am a local real estate agent here in Philadelphia, and our team here at Rarity Real Estate helps buyers, sellers, and investors to make good decisions and really base their investments on real numbers and not just the headlines. So for this video, we're going to break down the numbers, and we're going to take out a lot of the distressed sales and the investor sales that were under $150,000 so that you're actually getting a true understanding of what people are paying for actual livable properties right now in these different zip codes. All right, so we're going to dive into the different zip codes north of Center City, which neighborhoods are in those zip codes, and kind of just the feel of those different neighborhoods and then what you can realistically expect to pay. I'm breaking down the numbers by the entire zip code and not by each individual neighborhood. I mentioned this in the other video, but just know Philly, the zip codes include multiple different neighborhoods. So there can be one really expensive neighborhood in the same zip code as a much less expensive neighborhood. So working with someone who knows that and knows what the different values are in different neighborhoods is really important, because when I say 19130, you're going to have multiple different neighborhoods in that zip code. But we are going to start up there at 19130. And some of the neighborhoods included here are Fairmount and the Art Museum area. So in this area, it's kind of classic South Philly row homes. You have a mix of condos, you have tree-lined streets, and you have access to the Art Museum, Kelly Drive, the Parkway, all that good stuff. In this zip code, you also have Spring Garden, which is larger historical homes. You also still have a really good mix of condos in this area. And then going a little bit north, you're going to have Francisville as well, which is a really rapidly developing pocket. It has a lot of new construction right now. There's a lot of condos and new builds that are coming along Ridge Ave in that neighborhood. And so the price points right now as they stand in 2025 in 19130, the average purchase price is right at $520,000, so $520,000. And the median sales price is at $444,000, so $444,000 for the median sales price. I would say that generally, the reason you're seeing a little bit actually of a compressed sales price is because of condos in this area that are more affordable, and then also Francisville, which is more up and coming. But Spring Garden and Fairmount, generally, you're probably going to be well above that price point. But some really great neighborhoods in this area. They are walkable. Fairmount Ave is great, so you have a lot to walk to in the Fairmount and Spring Garden neighborhood. And you also, if you're in Spring Garden specifically, can easily walk down into Center City. So great zip code, a lot of great neighborhoods in 19130. So continuing up further north, you're going to be in 19121. So in this area, you're really just going to have Brewerytown, Strawberry Mansion, like the southern parts of it, and then Sharswood, which is pretty much the area that is like just west and south of Temple University. So I would say in this zip code, your strongest area is going to be Brewerytown, but I will say the development in this area has generally lagged a little bit since 2020. This was like before 2020, Brewerytown was really one of the neighborhoods that a lot of people were talking about. A lot of investors were going into Brewerytown, but at the same time, Fishtown was really taking off. Point Breeze was really developing, and I just feel like Fishtown and Point Breeze really like outperformed Brewerytown generally, and it's just kind of lagged a little bit ever since. But this is an affordable area and an affordable neighborhood to get into a livable property north of Center City and then north of 19130. So if you're looking in 19121, you are generally going to find that the average price point is right at 290-ish, and the median is 270. So this zip code is one of the more affordable zip codes, especially for like people like first-time home buyers or, you know, investors looking for an area where they can get properties for a little bit less. You know, these are areas that you can look in 19121. I have nothing against 19121. I've personally invested in Sharswood. I have a building there, and I think that there's still future growth in this zip code, but it probably, of the zip codes we're going to talk about, is the one that has lagged the most over the last few years. So hopping over to 19123, we're going to the east side of Broad Street now. This is where you're going to have Northern Liberties, which is really one of Philly's most established, like, new school neighborhoods, I would call it, with a lot of construction that's happened really over the past 15, 20 years, has become very, very popular. There's townhomes, there's condos, there's a lot of restaurants on 2nd Street, and it's very walkable generally. And then you have Callowhill, which is really kind of, I think they call it the Loft district. So it's like a lot of industrial old buildings that are getting renovated into loft style apartment buildings, and then also a lot of new construction of like luxury apartment buildings in that area, tying Northern Liberties and Callowhill really further south into Old City. So 19123 is a really strong zip code generally. You're going to have the average price point here being about $560, and then the median sales price being about $550. So you are over $500,000 in this zip code generally. You know, the reason really is Northern Liberties driving most of that. You can get well into the $1 to $2 million range in Northern Liberties, depending on the type of product you're looking at. But there is still affordable product. There are, you know, townhomes that are available for a little bit less, depending on where you are in the neighborhood. But generally, pretty expensive neighborhood, and a pretty popular neighborhood that really drives that purchase price for 19123. So going north of 19123, you're going to have 19122. And this is really going to be driven mostly Old Kensington, and then Norris Square are really the main neighborhoods driving all the activity in this zip code. Old Kensington, formerly very industrial. You're seeing a ton of new construction in here right now. There's a lot going on in Old Kensington. It is really benefiting from its vicinity to Northern Liberties, and then also Fishtown to the west of it. So it's really benefiting from both of those neighborhoods. And then Norris Square is just a little bit further north, but there is a good amount of development happening up there. It's still lagging a little bit, but I think it's still going to continue to develop just because of its vicinity to Front Street and to Frankfurt Ave and things like that. But the average price point in this 19122 zip code is right now $410, and the median is $350. So if you're looking to be up in this like northeastern Northern Liberties, Fishtown area, but you don't want to pay the sticker price for Northern Liberties or Fishtown, this is a good neighborhood to look in. You're still super close to both of those neighborhoods, but you can pay a little bit less, which is great. And so hopping a little bit further east to 19125, obviously you're going to have most of this zip code driven by Fishtown, but you also have, you know, the northern parts of Fishtown, which some people call like Old Richmond, and then also East Kensington in this zip code. So there are a few different like sub pockets and neighborhoods in this area. And that's the reason why you're actually not going to see like a huge increase in the average pricing from 19122, because there are these like areas to the fringe of the neighborhood that still are like developing, and there's still more affordable properties. But the average price point is going to be right around $450, and the median is $405. So again, you're not at that level of 19123 where Northern Liberties is really like the price points have exploded. But I will say, depending on where you are in 19125, it could even be more expensive depending on where you are in the neighborhood. So right now, we are seeing a ton of activity and growth in the really like Fishtown proper area. If you're like between York Street and Frankfurt and Girard, like that triangle, there's just a lot of demand to be in that area. It's a great area. It's very walkable to a lot of the most popular restaurants and bars in the city, and people really love it. So like we've seen a huge growth in the purchase price in that area. And I think that 19125, if there's any area that I think the purchase price is going to really like skyrocket over the next few years, I would put my money there. So if you're looking in any of the zip codes just north of Center City, again, many different neighborhoods in each zip code. So you're going to want to get very granular with that, and you're going to want to explore each of the submarkets in each zip code, and you're going to want someone who knows the ins and outs of these areas. So if you are looking to buy in any of these areas, definitely feel free to hit me up. I would be happy to help you or put you in touch with someone from my team who can take you out, who's well versed in these neighborhoods and can help you understand the different markets. So if you are looking right now, definitely send me an email or shoot me a text. And also, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps us get the word out there, help educate people about Philly. We will see you on the next video.